everyone and welcome to this video. Today I want to talk about how to bring gnomes to life if you own Enchanted by Nature expansion pack. In this video I will explain how to do it, what you will need for that, and why is it useful. It's way easier to bring gnomes to life if your sim is a fairy, because we will need fairy dust. There are multiple ways how you can get fairy dust in the game. If you are a fairy, you can collect your daily fairy dust ration from the Mossvale Fairy Hub in the Everdew neighborhood. You can do this once in 24 hours. And in case that your sim is not a fairy, you will just have to find one fairy in your neighborhood area and you can ask them for fairy dust. They will usually give you one pile of fairy dust and you need at least 5 piles or 10, and that depends on what task will you choose for your gnome to do when you will bring them to life. I will explain that in a minute. If you're lucky, you can find piles of fairy dust around, so have your eyes open and look for these kind of glittery dust piles around you. It can be in the neighborhood but also in the houses of other fairies. If your sim is a fairy, you will find it laying around in your household. And you can also click on your sim if they are fairy, select the fairy option and then brush off fairy dust and it will go automatically into your inventory. Now let's buy some gnomes, so we will enter build mode and then I will type into the search bar gnome and search for them. Gnomes are part of the base game, but you can also have more of them if you have Seasons expansion pack and also Enchanted by Nature pack or some other packs. Now just select any gnome that you like and place them out into your garden or anywhere in your household. If you have Seasons expansion pack, they will also appear during the Harvest Fest, so you can also bring those gnomes to life. Now when you have all what you need, you will just click on the gnome and then there is an option which is called Bring Gnome to Life with Fairy Dust. When you will select it, you will have 4 options and you can see that we can do it for cleaning, for gardening, for protecting and for repairs and upgrades. Let me zoom in for this detailed description and you can read that if you will select for a cleaning option, gnomes brought to life for cleaning will teleport to dirty items, trash cans and trash piles to keep your humble abode sparkling clean. But we have also warning which says evil gnomes are watching this prohibitive use of fairy magic. Use with caution, lest you anger the Gnome High Council. And you also see that we will use 5 piles of fairy dust if we will select option for cleaning. Regarding this warning, it didn't really happen too often to me that I would upset evil gnomes, but it can happen and then they will appear on your lot and they will usually break items. If you will select option for gardening, gnomes will teleport near plants to keep things watered, weeded and sprayed for bugs. If you will select for protecting, gnomes will defend a household with their lives, thwarting evil gnomes and even the Grim Reaper. And the last option is for repairs and upgrades, and this one is the only one which will cost you 10 piles of fairy dust, and gnomes brought to life this way will teleport near broken objects to fix them and upgradable objects to upgrade them. Now let's bring this gnome to life and we will choose option for repairs and upgrades and I will show you the animation, how it looks like and what the gnome will do in my household. As you can see, the gnomes started to wiggle around and there's this kind of green aura around them and also a halo which is above their head, and usually that's there when they are appeased. So you know that it was successful and this gnome is alive and he will help me right now to repair items around the household and also to upgrade them. You can see that my gnome teleported into the house and now they upgraded this vacuum cleaner. I think that the animation of gnome who's alive is super cute. They wiggle around and they make funny noises and you will see them teleport around the entire household right now he is in the bathroom, and gnomes will change location quite often, so you will see them around the entire household. You can also build a relationship with your gnome, so if you will click on them, you can tell them secrets or you can tell them jokes, and it actually fills up the relationship bar. So right now it's less than in the middle, but it will grow over time if you will do interactions with them. Your gnome will work on their task for about 5 hours, and then you will see that the aura and the halo will disappear. So if you have more tasks for your gnomes, you will have to bring them to life again. There is one more thing that I want to talk about related to fairies and gnomes, because if you will go to the skill tree, when you have enough of ability points as a fairy, you can bring gnome to life without a fairy dust. It is the top reward of the manipulation branch, and you can choose that, and therefore you can save your fairy dust piles. Same like any other fairy interaction, it will cost you emotional force, so you need to have it over half of it to use it to bring the gnome to life, because it costs medium amount. You will click on the gnome, select option for fairy, and then you will see bring gnome to life, and same like before, you will just choose whichever option you want your gnome to be performing. It works exactly the same way as the option before. This way you're just saving fairy dust piles. Now you know how to bring your gnome to life and what they can do at your household. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you found it helpful or entertaining, please consider to subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed yet. And I hope that I will see you in some of my other videos. Bye!